What's going on, paisanos? V here. On today's Market Watch, I have a bunch of cards that basically are getting bought out. The market's really weird, and at times you'll see cards with low quantity just bought out, or slowly bought out. Or someone will see that there's a limited amount of cards at a high rarity, and they'll just go in and snag them up. Alternatively, we'll see cards that have potential for future playability, and they'll start getting bought up. Basically, the market is insane. And anything that looks like it could go up in value, most likely will go up in value. Anything that has potential to easily be bought out to a high price point, it will do that. The market is a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh players looking at different cards that you might not even be looking at right now. Before we begin, guys, just want to say, please make sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit that subscribe button down there. Hit the notification bell and comment below. Also, at the end of every one of my videos, type in hashtag QVV and ask me a question. At the end of this Market Watch, I'll do a question someone typed in the previous video, hashtag QVV. And thank you all to all my Patreons. I really appreciate you guys. I'm gonna be updating the tier system soon, so keep an eye out for that. And if you guys want to join in the Discord, links for that's gonna be below in the comment section, I think, maybe. And guys, I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. Today we have Thousand Eyes Idol. This card makes no sense. It's a common. Only common, by the way. Came on Retro Pack 2, Pharaoh Servant, and Dark Beginning 1. It's around $1. Yeah, no, $1 for this card. I don't know why. It's just an old common. Once again, I kind of understand Retro Pack 2. It's a really good set. Cool. Original prints start around $1. And then we're looking at Dark Beginning 1 that's hitting near $1. So, I mean, yeah. Thousand Eyes Idol. Dollar Binder special. Moving forward, guys, looking at Karakuri, Shogun, MDL, 000, Beret. Look at the ultimate rare price point. Card prices, this is roughly around $7, but it's not. Once again, this is a limited amount of cards that were on the market, and now we're seeing it hit around $10. $10 for a Karakuri card. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, my dude. It's just, this makes no sense whatsoever to me. It is a pretty looking card, and I did say a while ago Karakuri was definitely a good deck core back when they were a little bit, a lot more inexpensive to pick up. And now we're looking at Shogun Berets, and they're like $10 each, so that's insane. Obviously, this card came on different rarities, and I believe it has an ultra rare rarity you can also pick up as well. But as far as ultimate rares, looking all over online, they're about $10. Looking at Karakuri Ninja, another one. This card came out super rare in Star Strike Blast, and I mean maybe that's the reason why it's almost near a $5 price point. Current market price has this card around for first edition near mint about $4.44 for Karakuri Ninja $3.39. So maybe that's the the reason why. It just came out in one printing, one set, and now it's going up in value. Once again, I want Karakuri to get a Link Monster, but looking at these prices, I don't want Karakuri to get a Link Monster because they're so insanely high and the deck's done nothing. I'm a big advocate for getting deck cores. I always tell everybody, hey, get a deck core. Find an old deck nobody's looking at, pick it up for a dirt cheap price, throw it to the side, try to get it at its highest rarity, and eventually, it will go up in value. For anybody that purchased Karakuris, it's going up in value. So we can see that right here. Moving forward, guys, I was looking at Astro Pack 6, just looking around. Number 11 Big Guy is currently $32. We know it's already a high price. The market price hasn't adjusted. It's around $32. After that, it's going to hit about $34. We know it's already for Ultimate Rare Big Guy. You can get the other versions. It came out Ultra Rare, Secret Rare. They're a little bit more, they're a lot more inexpensive. But as far as Astro Pack 6, White Dragon, White Buster, and Black Dragon Collapse Serpent, cards that are seen play in Danger variants, Thunder variants, really. Astro Pack 6, Super Rare, White Dragon, White Buster is about $16, almost near $17. Black Dragon Collapse Serpent, it's about $11, 10, almost near $12s. These cards also came out common if you want to grab them as well. Just the super rare prices, and this is what I'm talking about. This is a good. I always talk about like rarities and rarity whores, and the most biggest rarity whores is competitive Yu-Gi-Oh players, and this is a great indication. This card has nothing to do with collector's market. It has nothing to do with trade market. Regular traders don't really care about this, except the fact the ones that are trading for competitive players, and that's the ones that will most likely be the rarity whores. Yu-Gi-Oh teams want the highest rarity. Show their bling bling with their cute little jerseys. Adorable. Most Yu-Gi-Oh players at top events consistently have these high rarity cards. And Yu-Gi-Oh players who are aspiring to be top tier players, contenders in these events, want these high tier cards. And that's why we're seeing these cards go up in value. Stuff like this. Like, that's exactly why. So, anything that has potential 2C meta play, we'll do the same thing. Also, Super Dimension Robot Galaxy Destroyer came out in Return of the Duelist. Market price has a card around $687, but it's bought out. There's only one unlimited version over here, almost near $10. It's $10.60, almost near $11. I meant to say. 3 level 10 monsters, so easy to make. Now, before you look at this and go, V, what the hell? Why? This is I need to go get mines. Don't. I mean, you can, but realistically, Super Dimension Robot Galaxy Destroyer Ultimate Rare is a little bit different. You know, that's the Ultra. That's the Ulti. Market price has a card right around $8. Unlimited, it's about 9s. As far as first edition version of this card, it's under $10. Under $10 for Ultimate Rare version of Super Dimension Robot Galaxy Destroyer. Ultra Rares are around a little bit beyond that. So whoever did this buyout, once again, this could be a buyout done, and they just not realize it. We've seen this before, where like El Shekanaga, where like, I think it was the original set, the Secret Rare, where we had the Megatin and we had the Ultimate Rare, which were touched, and Secret Rare was bought out. But look at this one, maybe it was a bad buyout, or it could be just natural. Once again, like, kind of like how Karakuri Shogun was, where I think it was as a natural. So, you know, enough people just went and slowly grabbed it. Some random guy came through and said, if I buy 3 of these, the card goes from like $4 to 10s. And that's what we saw happen over there. And that could be like the same with this. Unfortunately for that person who did this, should have looked into doing more of getting the Ultimate Rare versions of this card. Next, Ice Vortex Dragon. Ultimate Rare came out in Dimension of Chaos. Market price has card roughly around $9. It's almost near $20. Pendulums, my friends. Pendulums. And that's the thing that's happening. I said a while ago, looking at pendulums, it costs you about $60 to max rarity pendulums. That's including getting dual terminal Apex Avions, which were, I believe, 5s at the time. I'm not sure how much they are now. They're probably around 5 still, maybe. But I think that card's going to go up in value as well. Actually, we'll look at that in a second. But look at that Ice Vortex Dragon. Obviously, it's going up in value. Yu-Gi-Oh! Players were playing different builds and variations of a lot of these cards, a lot of the extra deck stuff with pendulums, and then just to straight up just make regular pendulums, negate that board. Seems to be the best version, as it has previously won a Yu-Gi-Oh! Event. Looking at Misfit Apex Avion from DT2, market price has about $637. It's about $7 for Apex Avion. It's kind of went up a little bit in value. If you don't want the dual terminal ones, there's still the original print Secret Rares. They're about $4, and then of course everyone has the Super Rares. I just think the DTs are the best one, and obviously in price point they're showing as the best ones. I know looking at the deck profile from the Pendulum deck, that one, I think it was PPG. I want to say, I could be PPG or ARG. One of them definitely had a G in it. The player playing that deck, Jerry Mitchell, said instead of maining drawing Lockbirds, he wished he mained Apex Avion because it was just a better card. I'm not sure if that's still holding to today, but it's definitely something to consider if you're looking to build Pendulum Magicians. And hopefully you have your Ulti Ice Vortex. It comes on all the rarities. It comes on Super Rare, Secret Rare, so there's a lot of inexpensive rarities to buy this card at, but this is the most expensive version. Next, the Hidden City. So we know with Subterrors that they're slowly starting to come back. Anyone knows that? Like, we got Subterrors, we started having Yu-Gi-Oh! Events, nothing. I mean, nothing. And then, what was it, past 2 events, I want to say? We saw the UDS, some made it in a pretty big showing and a pretty big, change in Dusseldorf, in which we saw Subterrors start to see more play in the top tier decks. So, Subterrors are definitely starting to come back in. And that's what I was saying about Control coming back in when we have a meta, in which we saw, if you look at the UDS, where it was like Salamangreats and Sky Strikers all over the place. No danger variants. Go back to Chicago, nothing but danger variants. Very few strikers, even though they had a huge showing. That's what I'm saying. This is how the meta is, a pendulum shifting all over the place, moving from one side to the other. It's one side danger thunder variants. Then it'll go on this side and it'll go, okay, now we're gonna play strikers and salamangreats, and then the next side is gonna be different decks. That's what we're seeing in a meta right now. If you think looking at the UDS strikers are the best deck, you're wrong. If you think looking at danger variants, you're wrong, obviously. If you think looking at control variants, which I think will be the next variant that'll start topping all over the place, you're gonna be wrong after that. That's the way the meta is right now. That's the way I personally see it. But looking at the Hidden City, going back to it, market price of the Hidden City is $23. Looking at it over here, first edition is showing to be $28. It's going back up in value. Okay. Over the weekend, we saw this card hovering around $24 to $25. Now it's about $28 for Hidden City. Hopefully it gets a reprint. I would love for everybody to have access to Hidden City. I think every Yu-Gi-Oh! Player should have the ability to play Subterror Guru Control, because it's hilariously hard to just sit there and watch your deck play itself. It played itself, by the way. I have this deck. It literally, you open your turn, you obviously right out the gate Extravagance. I mean, I don't want to go over the place. It's boring. But yeah, it is a deck, and definitely does control, and can run some crazy floodgates, like there can only be one in Summer Limit. Tomb of Witcher are probably one of the biggest floodgates right now in our current meta, hands down. Flip them against almost any deck, you're gonna hurt that deck or shut it down instantly. But yeah, Hidden City go up in value. You only need one Subterror Nemesis Archer. I saw a couple of deck profiles that ran 2. That's incorrect. You run 1. The market price of this card was around $10. It actually is down. It's about $7. So if you have your Hidden Cities, you just gotta buy one of these. They're like $7. Okay, moving forward, Maxx C. Ultimate Maxx C is going higher and higher in price. It's getting to the point where Maxx C Ultimate Rare is the joke. That's the way I see it. Konami, unfortunately, does not have any Astral Pack 4s. They don't have the ability to give any more Astral Pack 4s. I think they completely stopped making Astral Pack 4s. Like, I'm hoping I'm wrong with AP4, because looking at Maxx C Ultimate Rare, it's $157. After that one listing for $157 is gone, and Maxx C goes to $175. Now, let me just throw something out there for you guys. I just want to be blunt with you guys, as blunt as possible. If you think Yu-Gi-Oh players playing at a competitive level will not put this card in their deck if they're allowed 1, 2, or 3 Maxx Cs, you're out of your mind. I know I mentioned Heartbeat Featherduster and how it was like a $300 card. That's insane. Right. That might see play. This will see play, Ultimate Maxx C. Now, that's why when I say like near mint, I mean, it doesn't really mean anything, because let's be honest with you, unlimited near mint, the minute it gets shuffled in the sleeve, goes to lightly played. Some Yu-Gi-Oh players can lie, but it is what it is. So, let's keep an eye out for that for as far as Maxx C. It's a crazy high price point. Looking at secret rares, you can get unlimited secret rares at $24. And as far as first edition secret rare Maxx Cs, well, that's going to cost you a lot, actually. So we got $24. Remember that number, 24. Then we're going to first edition Maxx C territory. Once again, 24. And then it's almost double the price for first edition. It's about $44 for first edition Maxx C. Man. There's, looking at all versions of Maxx C, it's still, you guys still have the chance of getting other versions, like Legendary Collection 5Ds, which Ultra Rares, which are around about $13. You got the Super Rare Maxx Cs, which are hovering around $5 to $6. You can see it over here, lightly played. You got Gold Rare Maxx Cs, but you don't want to play Gold Rare Maxx Cs because you're not an idiot. You got Common Maxx Cs, which are better, and they're about $4. Now, what Konami needs to do, I don't know if they're going to do this, because we've seen them do this with a couple of cards already, is Konami needs to make Maxx C an OTS Pack 10 card. That'd be amazing. What better way to promote players going to locals, to promote players playing the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, as to put Maxx C to 3, turn back around and go, oh, by the way, Maxx C comes on OTS Pack 10. Like, what better way not to promote that? OTS Pack 10, I just want to throw it out there, it should be Maxx C, it should be, I want to say Ghost Ogre, Ash Blossom, and Potter's Eyes. And Konami just goes like this. They just put their hands in the air and go, who wants to touch me? Like, this is the best. That would launch Yu-Gi-Oh players into the competitive scene. Casual players, trade, which hasn't been, I mean, I don't know about your locals, but my locals is not crazy about trade. It's all about buying and selling. So you buy, you cry. And Maxx C coming back in as an OTS Pack 10 would be huge for the game, if that was to happen. Once again, we saw it with Vanity's Fiend. Konami's done this with other cards in the past as well. It'd be great if Maxx C came back as Ultimate Rare. Moving forward, can we just talk about Masterpiece, the True Draco Slayer King? A card which was like a $5 secret rare, and even that was like, why is it for this card $5? It makes no sense at all. But look at Masterpiece, True Draco Slayer King. Market price of this card around $7. You know, the banned cards around $7. Unlimited holds around $8. First edition is almost near $10. $10 for a banned card. Now take this $10 card and combine it to Ignis Heat, the True Draco Warrior, which is playable at 3. Not as good, obviously, but it's also playable at 3. Market price has a card roughly around $12, and we're seeing it. Actually, you see one over here around 11s, and then after that goes near $12. So $12 for a playable card, or $10 for a not so playable card. Once again, the reason why is because it came with Maximum Crisis. Nobody's really cracking Maximum Crisis product anymore. The only card in Maximum Crisis that has any value is Ash Blossom, which is around $40 for Ash Blossom. Then you got Ignis Heat, and then Masterpiece. Tornado Dragon, I think might show some more viability. I know it got reprinted as a bunch of rarities, but Definitely still a good card. I love this card a lot. Giant Diagram got back-to-back secret rare reprints, so I don't know if that's going to go up in value. Just looking at everything over here, it is not real value in National Crisis. A set in which, a year ago was all over the place in value. Seeing cards like Ash Blossom was hitting near $100. It's insane. But moving forward into Toon Kingdom, it's doing something really weird. Toon Kingdom from Dragon's Legend 2, market price is $16. This card used to be $40, okay? This used to be a $40 card for Toon Kingdom. Once again, from Dragon's Legends 2. Now it's $16 the market price, but we're seeing it slowly rise. We're seeing it actually around almost near $18 for Toon Kingdom. Okay? And before you go, V, that's not a big price point. Well, can we look at the listings? Solo listing, solo listing, solo listing. In fact, the nearest one is a guy holding 4 of them at a card shop, holding 4 of them at $23. The nearest wall is at 23 at 13. There's only 2 pages, and when you go on to page 2, it doesn't hit nowhere near its $40 price point, but it also doesn't have many walls. This is like a train with almost no brakes on it. And I feel like Toon Kingdom is going to be going higher and higher in value because collectors want it. Now, if you want to look at all versions, you can easily have Toon Kingdom from the rare version from Legendary Duels Age of Millennium, which used to be a $5 rare. This is now $10 for Toon Kingdom. So I think collectors were like, you know what, we don't discriminate. We'll buy out the rare, and then we'll come back and we'll finish off the secret rare. Once again, this card used to be a $40 secret rare, and I felt like the minute Legendary Duels Age of Millennium came out, and when Toon Kingdom dropped in price, collectors just don't care. They're like, dude, we'll just buy out the rare, and we're gonna jack its price up. Like, that's what's happening right now. Toon Kingdom is more than double the price from its initial release from this Legendary Duelist set. Looking at this one version, there's no walls on page 1, unless you want to include 3 as a wall. I don't. And then Winning Collectibles has about 35 of them at $20 for a rare. It's insane. Our Mage Jasmine, another card that's obviously hovering around a little bit higher than its market price. The market price has this card roughly around $19. And we're seeing first unit minimum on 23 for Our Mage Jasmine. Yu-Gi-Oh players, some Yu-Gi-Oh players are getting ready to play plants. Some Yu-Gi-Oh players are holding the Our Mage Jasmines, and that's what we're seeing here. I think this card's definitely going to get a reprint, whether it be in Dual Power, OTS Pack 10. Our Mage Jasmine's almost 100% going to get a reprint if the plant link shows any kind of viability. We could be wrong. We get the Subterror treatment, but then again, I think Subterror's their field spell is going to get a reprint as well. In the Hidden City in Dual Power, it needs to get a reprint. These cards are old cards that need to be brought back into the game to make you give more access to Yu-Gi-Oh players, and that's what I think is going to happen. But looking at Our Mage Jasmine, it's pretty high in value. Looking at Our Mage Rosemary, a card that was not even on the radar for a long while, has always been constantly increasing in value, very slowly though. Our Mage Rosemary, once again, came out in Clash of Rebellions as an ultra rare, has a market price of almost near $7. Looking at Unlimited, it's about 8 first edition, holds us roughly around 8.5 for Our Mage Rosemary. This is what it is, my friends. Moving forward, Super Quantum Relay was bought out a while ago. Maybe about what? I want to say 2 weeks ago? I could be wrong though. Super Quantum Relay was bought out for the most part. You couldn't even get this card. It was insanely high in value. It got bought out within a span of like an hour. Something insanely fast. Look at the market price is roughly around $10 in the market price. And when we look at this card, it's at 8. You can play just listing it and just throwing away Super Quantum Red Layers, and I don't know if that's because they lost faith in Quantums, or just in general Yu-Gi-Oh players are just focusing on other cards they want to pick up. I don't know, but it's definitely going down in value. If you had this, get rid of this as fast as possible. Unlike Effect Veil from Dual Saga, which is consistently going higher in value. Once again, the minute Effect Veil starts seeing meta play, we looked around, saw Ulti Effect Veils get bought out instantly. I talked about on the other day in my market watch about Ulti Effect Veil and how crazy high it's going, to the point where it's just it's irritating to see Ulti Effect Veils, because I just go, you can get rid of that and buy so much good stuff. But anyway, looking at Ulti Effect Veil, that was obviously the #1 card people wanted to get. Now, what's the second most wanted? The Duelist Saga version. Effect Veil also came on originally as an ultra rare. The thing is, Duelist Saga is just a better ultra rare. A lot more cleaner, a lot more updated card text, and it's Duelist Saga, which obviously looks better. It just is what it is. Market price is card roughly around $10, and we see it over here for first edition in mint, it's $14. $14! For Dual Saga Effect Veil. This card was like $5s week and a half ago, maybe even a week ago, but it's around $14 now for this card. So once again, hopefully you guys have yours. If you don't have yours, obviously there's plenty of versions. You can get this card common easily, But yeah, it's just, or you get from the original set from Duelist Revolution. That's starting to go up in value. It's about $20 actually. So this is actually getting some done numbers as well. Super rares are about 6s. If you want some rarity, don't get premium gold. You got Nova Knights in the round table around 5s. Ugh. Oh god, that's just hard to look at all over the place. Mythical Bestiary is another card that's going up in value. Came out in Extreme Force. Market price of this card roughly around $2. $2. It was selling last week around 4. I should know because I sold about 3 of them. And I should have waited because Mythical Bestiary is around $10 currently. On first edition Light You Play, it's about $10.25. The Unlimited is around $11. Sure, after that, next first edition is around... The Unlimited is $10.94. The first edition is $10.95. I hate these numbers. These numbers make no sense to me. When I look at these numbers, I instantly go, okay, this was a forced buy. Someone bought this out. I don't want to hear, no, V. It naturally, no. Someone went in and bought this out and obviously didn't do their homework. Because after they bought this out, everyone was like, oh, I have these. And you can place a listing at the lowest settings. Now, the 1095 over here for first edition mint is the same as this version, which is unlimited mint, which is, of course, $10.95 shipping included on both of these. So, obviously, this was a forced buyout. That's what's happening. I don't like this card. I don't think this card is worth the buyout. I understand you get places like, well, V, hold on 1 second. We get ready for the new structure coming out, Spellcaster Command. I guess so, sure. But for this card to be bought out on purpose because of that, that fast, I would question it. Moving forward, Denko Sekka is getting bought out again, going higher in value, and quantities getting dried up. Now, before we look at the Battles of Legends like Revenge, the Secret Rare Denko Sekka, which is averaging its market price almost hit around $8, roughly all around. For Secret Rare Denko Sekka, the best one to buy, there's 18 price listings. We'll click on it in a second and see the availability. Before we set that one, let's look at 2015 Denko Sekka, which has a $6 market price, but we have one listing for $13, then it goes into $15, and there's only 4 prices listed. That version is the highest version over the original Denko Sekka. Came out on new challenges. Market price is around $5. It's actually around $8 for unlimited of the original print Ultra Rare Denko Sekka. First edition Denko Sekka is at $8, $8.38 from new challenges. So the Megatons is beating the original print and the Secret Rare version, the higher rarity version of Denko Sekka. Another card that Konami can make an ultimate rare, I don't think Yu-Gi-Oh! Players will not complain about. They'll be like, okay, that's fine. That makes sense, actually. Looking at Secret Rare Denko Sekka's the version, I said that definitely, from the word go, I said grab Denko Sekka. When I heard about Light's Revenge coming out, and everyone was focusing on all these cards, I said, stop. Denko Sekka is the card to get. I've been saying it for a while. I really hope you guys do have your playsets. Looking at here, there's a bunch of Denko Sekka. There's still a WOM 19. You still have 5 and 7s. But there's a lot of these versions going around. The price of this card goes up to around $20. Which, in that case, if this card was to get bought out, would make Secret Rare the highest version. Currently, it's not. What I'm saying is, I think Denko Sekka is definitely a phenomenal card. If you guys don't have yours, hopefully you need to get yours as soon as possible. It's pretty good. Pendulums use it. Danger Variants use it. Thunder Dragons can use it. A lot of decks can use this card. And also, if you want to beat Silent Man Greats, you just draw for your turn. You're like, oh, Denko Sekka. And there goes your back row. And then you just murder their face. Moving forward, Artifact Segment is obviously going higher in value. Battles of Legends like Revenge is almost near $7. The Primal Origins is around $10, higher than its $4 market price. The 2015 Megatons is $11. Are we seeing a trend here with Megatons, guys? Like, that's what I'm trying to show you guys. We got Zaborg, which is already high. Modojas I covered is already high. Artifact Scythe, which I'm about to cover, is already high. Shadow Contract went up high. And 2015 Megatons have been... This is the year of 2015 Megatons. And a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players were hating on 2018 Megatons. I ain't gonna lie. I hate 2018 Megatons. But looking at 2015 Megatons, and looking at other previous Megatons, Megatons have value. Now, they might not have crazy long-lasting value. They might not have... a value that will last a good amount of time. We can always argue with certain cards like Construct and Burning Abyss, but they have pretty good value overall. And I think the 2018 Megatons, probably the crappiest Megatons we've gotten in a long while, will at one point in this game have high value. So we got a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players out there who don't like them and who are not buying them. Well, that makes them that makes the availability of these Megatons less in the market. What do you think that does? 2015 Megatons was a well-liked Megaton set, and now, in 2019, it's about bought out. Wouldn't be surprised if we see 2018 have the same effect. Moving forward, though, looking at artifact side, Primal Origins versions, the ultra rare from the is about $18 to $19. Looking at artifact side from the Megatins, it's about $18 to $19. The Megatin version, super rare, by the way. Ultra rare from the Primal Origins is the best version, in my opinion. That's a super rare, and that's about $18. Looking at artifact side, original printing is also about $18 to $19. So no matter how you cut it, artifact size worth money. The funny thing about this card is, and what annoys me is, I'm seeing 3 Sanctum on one side, and that irritates me. As a Yu-Gi-Oh player that plays competitive Yu-Gi-Oh, if I'm playing Salamangreats, I'm running 3 Sanctum 2 side. If I draw one side and a Sanctum, no big deal. I'm going to lock my opponent out next turn. Not only am I going to lock my opponent out next turn, I can kill them no matter what in any version of scenario if you open anything that helps you get Salamangreats, which is pretty easy to do because Salamangreats is a relatively good deck, and it's really easy to make their boards. In fact, if you go artifact sign your opponent and they're playing any kind of, like, you know, Thunder variant or any kind of deck that really requires extra deck, well, they're in a world of crap, and you can easily just take a win from that. Also, looking at Orchestrated Return, it's just hovering at this point. I just wanted to point this out to you guys. I know we have a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players that are excited with Dark Neostorm, looking at Orchestrate, and they're going, we're ready, guys. I get it. I'm not crazy about this card being as high as it currently is on this price point. I could be wrong, but I'm not overexcited about this card being at $8. I've gotten rid of mine already. I'm just throwing it out there for you guys. You can do whatever you want. I could be wrong on this, but I don't think I am. Moving forward, though, common question of the day comes from Agua Catamon. It sounds like my family from Puerto Rico is from Agua Dia, and it sounds like Agua Dia, but not. What is okay? Anyway, Agua says, which means water, says #Q for V. If you had the option to make a platform like Toronto, eBay, TCG Player, how would it be? Like, what would make it the best? Great question, Agua. Water. Great question, Water. Listen, my platform will be very good because it'll be simplified. You click on a card, and you'll get a history of the card's price. Instantly, you'll see a graph with a history of the card's price. And not just like high, low, and medium, because who cares about medium price point? Okay? I want the card that's highest, the card's lowest, with dates within the past X amount of time, and I want the high and low. Medium means nothing. That's why we look at some of these cards, and the listed medium, this information is absolutely useless. Nobody needs this. Price checks would be good if I could click on it and see a graph history. Market price is not bad, but it just gives you an average, which sometimes lines up a dozen. But I do like the market price. It's about the average price at which cards are sold. I understand the market price, actually. Because we could have cards being high in value, but the market price is like $5. Well, that was the last sold listing before this buyout. That's what they help tell you as well. Anyway, moving forward, besides having history of the card, what decks was the card available in? Card Market does a phenomenal job. It was when you click on a card, it tells you the decks in which a card was available in. And of course, having the ability to have this uploaded consistently. Having this, the ability to have this, done easily so Yu-Gi-Oh players cannot have to wait on a TCG player's slow-ass system. eBay doesn't have all this information, and they, in my opinion, are automatically disqualified. That's why TCG players use more. And as far as Troll and Toad, well, both versions, the old and new version of Troll and Toad, I'm not a big fan of. I don't like it. I hate the interface. And also, it has absolutely zero history. It's used just for you to go there and buy cards, which is not bad. I'm not crapping on it for that. But without all this information that's available for us, the Yu-Gi-Oh player, to make our inferences on whether to buy this card or not, that's important. As well as having these cards linked to articles. Because I think Yu-Gi-Oh players will love to have the ability to go, you know what, I don't know if I want this card or not, but I'm going to click on this article that's in the link, and I'm going to read about what this card has to do with X deck Pendulums. Maybe a deck I'm working on. I'm working on Pendulums, and I'm debating on picking up an Artist Vortex Dragon, but I don't know yet. So I'm going to click on this article that tells me about Pendulums and the Artist Vortex Dragon and the viability of what it does within the meta. Once again, updated articles on certain cards. Not all cards, certain cards. These are important. And of course, links to market watches. Links to videos, ideally market watches that talk about these cards. So now, not only do you have your opinion on whether you should buy this card or why you should or should not buy this card, but you can watch a video in which, in that video, you'll have someone go, hey man, just throwing it out there, let's say we do Artist Vortex Dragon, it's going to only go down in value. It hits peak, and unless it wins a YCS predominantly, it's going to go down in value. Stuff like that is very important. Or maybe you find another card and go, hey man, that card's going to go up in value. I would get that card quickly. They click and watch a video on the Market Watch. They go back to the website because now they're ready to buy. A lot of people that watch my videos buy or sell, but they do it like almost immediately afterwards. And I think that's really good for a network platform to promote their cards or get people to sell their cards. They make money either way. So this is huge. Not promote crappy articles based off just old collectors crap. No. Promote nuanced ideas for Yu-Gi-Oh players that buy. I hear it really, and it annoys me every time I hear it. Someone goes, collectors spend the most amount of money in Yu-Gi-Oh. Incorrect. The most amount of money, fastest, quickest, and the biggest amount of money to spend is by competitive Yu-Gi-Oh players. Any prick that says collectors has zero idea what they're talking about. I know tons of collectors, and they're not shelling out money every week, or after a Yu-Gi-Oh event, going in and slamming the market and buying out cards. That's not collectors. That's competitive Yu-Gi-Oh players. And not only do they buy the high value cards, as is seen in Effect Field with Ultimate Rare, they'll buy the second highest, Duel Saga. They'll buy the third highest, fourth highest. So it's competitive Yu-Gi-Oh players. And this is information you need. This is something that's huge for you. And if I was a platform, I would link videos or as much as possible to get the buyer interested in buying the card. Or to get the buyer interested at least in having the conception of this might be viable. That's another thing I would do. Because we're in the year 2019. How about we link some social media crap to it? Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. That needs to be thrown in there. That's all important. Not me copying the top link, copying and pasting it. No, how about you link it yourself? Have the ability. Where's my Facebook ability? Where's my Instagram ability? Like, this is huge. But it's lazily done. And that's only off the top of my head, by the way. I just grabbed this question because I thought it was a great question. And of course, overall, the best way to do this is have it done consistently. Don't have your website down for maintenance. That should never be a thing. It's easy not to have a website always running. I don't understand. Like, I won't be too technical, but it's relatively easy to have a website always run. Websites shouldn't go down for maintenance. What? It should be easy to consistently update the site. If you already create your API, you can add on to it. Like, there should be no reason I could click on a card and click on, and go, you know what? Let me look at this card. Click here, and I'm okay. This is fast loading time, but in the past there's been slow loading times. There should be no reason for that. If your weight load can't handle a Yu-Gi-Oh community, maybe you need to update your site and fast and now, and not do maintenance every day. How about you do maintenance for 3 days, and afterwards go, okay, the site's done fully. It's ready to handle the new payload of new Yu-Gi-Oh players. Anyway, guys, I could go on forever. I could make 5 videos on how to improve these websites. They're not going to listen, though, because they're huge websites that are doing their own thing. And good job for them. They are great websites, but they can do it better. Anyway, guys, I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. Please make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, comment down below. If you have a question, hashtag Chief and V like water over here. I appreciate you guys watching my videos. It's your boy V, and you paisanos, have a great day.